You're smiling, but you're not okay. You laughed today, but deep down, you didn't feel a single moment of happiness. And no one noticed. You've mastered it. The smile. The "I'm fine." The way you respond quickly so no one asks deeper questions. You show up. You talk. You even joke sometimes. But the truth? You feel disconnected from everything. It's like you're there, but not really there. Like you're watching your own life from the outside. And when people say, "You seem okay," you nod, because explaining it feels impossible. How do you tell someone that you're tired, but not the kind of tired sleep fixes? How do you explain that your mind won't stop racing, but your life feels completely stuck? So you don't. You keep it in. You carry it quietly, because that's what you've always done. Here's the truth most people never say. You're not pretending to be okay because you're fake. You're doing it because you don't feel safe being seen. Somewhere along the way, you learned that your feelings were too much, too emotional, too sensitive, too complicated. So you adjusted. You became easier to handle, easier to like, easier to keep around. But in the process, you slowly became a stranger to yourself. Because every time you hid how you really felt, you told yourself, "My truth doesn't matter." And when you do that long enough, you don't just hide from others. You lose connection with who you really are. And this is where it gets heavy. Because now, even when you want to open up, you don't know how anymore. You sit there, trying to find the words. But nothing comes out right. Or worse, you feel like no one would understand anyway. So instead, you scroll. You distract yourself. You stay busy. Anything to avoid sitting alone with your own thoughts. But the silence, it's loud. And it keeps asking the same question. How long are you going to keep living like this? You're surrounded by people, but still feel alone. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, but it doesn't feel like your life. And the scariest part? You're starting to get used to it. But listen carefully. Just because this is your current reality doesn't mean it's your permanent one. Feeling lost doesn't mean you are lost. It means something inside you is asking for attention, for honesty, for change. Maybe this emptiness you feel isn't weakness. Maybe it's a signal, a quiet voice saying, "This isn't the life you're meant to settle for." Because the real problem isn't that you're not okay. It's that you've been forcing yourself to act like you are. And healing, it doesn't start with fixing everything. It starts with one simple, uncomfortable truth. Admitting that you're not okay. You don't have to figure your whole life out today. You don't have to suddenly become a different person, but you do have to start being real with yourself, even if it's just in small moments. Saying, "This hurts. I feel lost. I'm not as okay as I look." Because the moment you stop pretending is the moment you start healing. And slowly, you'll begin to feel again. Not all at once, not perfectly, but genuinely. And that's better than faking happiness you don't feel. You deserve a life that feels real, not just one that looks okay from the outside. So the next time someone asks, "Are you okay?" Maybe, just maybe, you start by being honest with yourself first. Because the biggest silent battle you're fighting is the one where you keep hiding your truth, and the moment you stop hiding is the moment everything begins to change.